We were just getting into a Demm report and started talking road rage. So
Yeah, well, we're talking road rage and generationals, too.
Yes.
This is kind of a different generational story. We take you to Washington, and this has also become a legal case. Rosalinda Torres, it was a middle school teacher in Benton County. She was back in the spring, the academic year that just ended. In April of this year, Ms. Torres announced that she wasn't feeling well and was considering taking the next day off from work, and that she would be missing school and the kids would have a substitute. I don't know what she teaches. Well, evidently one of the kids in the class, a 14-year-old boy, we don't know his name, made some noise or cheer to the effect of good, won't miss you, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So Ms. Torres found that disrespectful, and so she emailed the boy's mother, and she told her just that. So the mother had a word with the boy, and the boy apologized to Ms. Torres. However, Ms. Torres said, your apology is not sincere. We've all given insincere apologies.
Yeah, of course.
We've all received them.
Yes. Of course. Yeah, that's right.
But for whatever reason, the very next day, Ms. Torres did indeed show up for class. She was not ill. She did not hire a substitute. And after the bell rang for that particular class, Ms. Torres sent everybody out into the hall on their way, except for the 14-year-old boy. Then she locked the door and forced him to pray with her for the next hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
I didn't think you can do that.
For an hour and a half? That's a little much.
I mean, even as a Catholic who said a rosary or two in my time, we used to call it taking a lap around the beads.
Yeah. Man.
That is overdoing it.
90 minutes.
90.
For a 14-year-old boy, is there anything more miserable than stuck with your teacher for praying for 90 minutes?
Not much.
No, it's not going to be good.
Reportedly, the teacher would not let the boy use his phone. She wouldn't let him call his mom. She locked the door. She wouldn't let him leave.
Boy, that's like kidnapping.
Kind of.
Yeah.
She called him Satanas. I don't speak Spanish, but I think I know what that means.
Satan, devil. That's gotta
Devil
be.
child.
Yeah, got to be devil child.
The kid missed lunch. The kid missed fifth period class. Finally, a vice principal intervened and unlocked the door, releasing the kid. At the time, Ms. Torres was placed on administrative leave. She's lost her job. Now she's facing criminal charges
Because she's
for
stuck him in the room.
unlawful imprisonment.
Oh, well, that's it. Basic tantamount to kidnapping. You call me Pollyanna.
I do. You believe the
Okay.
world is a shiny, happy place.
25 years from now, he's going to look back on this moment and say, you changed my life.
Best teacher I ever had.
Best teacher I ever had. He's going to buy her lunch. She'll be in prison. He's going to go visit her in prison.
Yeah.
I'll put it on your account.
It's amazing how sometimes you're impressively wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not just wrong.
Yeah.
He's going to say, breakthrough moment, light bulb moment. I was Satanist.
Thank you, Ms. Torres.
Thank you, Miss Torres. I was Satanist.
You prayed Satanas out of
And
me.
you prayed the Satanist out of That was the name of my band, Satanist. You prayed it out of me. Thank God you did. You're serving prison time for it. You saved me. And gracias, Miss Santana, Miss Torres. And she's going to say, is there anything you can do here to get me out of here?
Can you put some money on my commissary?
These two are going to be
Can you start
together.
a small fire in the corner?
That's right. And right next to them, as they're talking through the glass, will be that bicyclist who I also said should have lunch with the driver.
Angry Utah man?
Angry Utah man will be next to him behind the glass. This is wonderful. This is going to be a great thing. You call me Pollyanna. I see the future. I see what's going to happen. These two are going to get together.
Yeah.
How many times have I called it? How many times have I said it?
A lot.
Let's sit down to lunch. Let's see what let's break bread together.
What did Biggie say? Not just wrong, but
Impressively wrong.
Yep. Well, I am impressive at some things. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. That's my take on that. That's just where I'm coming from on this. Let's see where I go with the next one.
all right, we'll take you now to Missouri, where I don't know what the political polls are saying, but I don't know if that's
That's a red state, isn't it? I think
it's
Republican.
presumably a red state.
Safely red, I
But
believe.
Laura McCaskill lives in Springfield. She and her partner, John, are Democrats, or at least for this particular race, they're supporting the Democratic candidate, the Harris Walls tickets. And they put up yard signs in front of their home in Springfield, Harris Walls. And each time they put one up, someone steals it.
Oh, okay.
It's one of these sad but stupid little footnotes to every election.
It does happen a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
Lines are either destroyed or stolen.
Yeah, with the national election, that's one thing. But my favorite versions of these stories are when they're local and it's the actual candidate who's running.
That is
The
great.
opponent, they're pulling their opponent's signs up.
And they catch you because everybody's got a doorbell camera now.
Yeah,
they're everywhere now.
I see you. Right.
But so this is like I said, this is a national thing, and so Laura and John were so upset that their signs were stolen that they decided to go 21st century. They put an Apple AirTag inside the sign.
Oh, I love that.
Intentionally to catch the person because it was happening more than once.
They put it up Saturday. By Sunday night, it was gone.
Okay.
So Laura got out her phone and just started tracking the AirTag device.
Yes.
It led them made a couple of stops. Eventually, they came to a home in another town. The town is called Nixa, which I guess is just outside of Springfield.
Yeah.
They've shared their story with KOLR-TV, and they knocked on a door and they said the car's next door. They knocked on that door, and a woman answered and said, "This car belongs to my son."
So the son was the one that still. Wouldn't you think the signs would just be trashed somewhere, like at a dumpster?
Most
or
of the
something?
time, they're put in a dumpster.
That's what I
or
thought.
set on fire.
That's what the woman said. She said, mostly I was shocked she actually found the signs.
I expected to find the AirTag, but not 59 signs. It was kind of like finding a dead body. It was like, oh, are you kidding me?
59 signs.
Yeah, the young man said, "They're in my trunk." So when he popped the trunk, as you heard, Laura saw not just her sign, but 58 others.
58 other signs. And the guy said that we have the actual video when she was talking with the guy when he revealed the signs. And she said, "You must really hate Harris and Walls. You're trying to suppress my right to show who I'm voting for." And he said, no, it wasn't anything like that.
It's a bigger deal than you're making it out to be. I mean, obviously it's important or you wouldn't have taken your time to take these.
No, I mean, honestly, it's just I saw it on TikTok. I saw a guy that apparently he filled his house up. I was with some buddies. I'm not saying it was right or anything.
It's just
TikTok.
It's just TikTok. He didn't care about the political.
He wanted to fill his trunk up with him. TikTok.
Yeah, and TikTok it. That was his thing.
Yeah.
When they drove up, that was her partner, I guess, the two of them together. When they drove up and saw it, they were like, "Oh my God!" They were just shocked to see it.
To get a video of this is where they all are.
I'm sorry, this is funny. Why don't you just take them all? Here you go, liberals.
Well,
Here you go, sir.
It's more than that, actually.
No, it's not. It's so stupid. Just
That's
go
the kid's
vote.
mom.
Okay.
The kid's mom was like, "Here you go, liberals." And she started throwing the signs back at Laura and John. Here. This whole thing is just so stupid.
Let's just go vote, you
libtards.
Here you go, libtard. Take your signs, right?
And I suddenly did not believe then the kid's story
The
of
TikTok.
The TikTok
TikTok.
trend?
Yeah, when mom starts screaming, "Here, liberals, take them." I think we know he was doing that
She
now.
sent him out into the world to go take those signs.
Well,
I wouldn't say
maybe
send
with
him
her
out.
blessing.
Yeah, right.
but just said, I think he was doing it for political reasons.
Yes.
And I don't think I think we see where he was kind of.
I don't know where this will end up. I can say that Laura has filed a police report about her missing sign. Now, whether, I don't know what
Is it a misdemeanor or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's destruction of property. and theft.
Trespassing? I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, but if he stole 60 of them, he stole 59 signs. That's
Toter.
that's a lot. I mean, is there a fine for each one? He went to many different houses and stole those signs. A neighbor says, "Come on, give democracy a chance."
You feel invaded when you put things out in your yard and then they disappear. And plus, there were about 60 signs stolen, so it wasn't just us. And I think everybody should feel free to have signs in their yard and that you should respect everybody's property. Whatever their decision is, they need to have that right for their voice to be heard as well, if it's through signage or whatever.
Look at that. There's another Pollyanna out there just like you.
Listen, let me go Pollyanna for a second. Yesterday, I was driving to a different part of our city.
You're doing a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Giving people the finger.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of that yesterday.
Yeah,
I was driving to a different part of our city, and I saw two homes right next to each other. And one of them had Harris wall signs just all over the yard and other Democratic candidates for down ballot. And right beside it was a ton of Trump signs, including an enormous Trump flag hanging from a tree. And you could tell these two were trying to outdo each other. And I thought, let me knock on both doors and let's get these two together.
No,
Oh, Jesus.
no.
I didn't have time.
Please tell me you drove around the block.
I did. I
Yeah.
thought, no, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to get that involved. But what I want to do is knock on those two doors and say, let's sit down here.
Let's remember we're all Americans.
And all Americans, and let's
For the next 2.5 to 3 months.
let's hash this. We'll all
You
be
don't think they've tried that?
sitting down together and chat? I don't
They
know.
are neighbors.
I did see a guy. This is in the mountains of, I want to say, Tennessee. He's doing whitewater rafting trips, and he puts half Democrats and half Republicans on the
Oh, nightmare.
the canoe.
Democrats on the left-hand side of the boat.
They wear blue,
Yeah.
and the Republicans wear red.
You're not pulling your weight. At least I'm working. Paddle. I am paddling.
God forbid somebody goes in the water.
Yeah,
I'm not pulling him
Oh,
out.
They're going down these whitewater rapids, and that's the whole thing. If one of them goes in, all the others from the other
Work
ticket
together.
have to work together to
Yeah.
get them back in, and that was the whole idea. Is like we all have to row together, and it's a 4 or 5 hour excursion down the river, and so they get to talk it out with each other the entire time. That's America. This is America.
Yeah.
Pollyanna rafting.
Okay. So far, 18 drownings during the summer.
Yeah.
9 stabbings.
Yeah.
cutting life jackets off of each other. This is what I'm saying. This is Pollyanna rafting.
I'm
That's
not
my-
letting him back in the boat till he provides citizenship. I'm going to see need proof of citizenship.
Show me photo ID or you're
Yeah.
not coming back into the kayak. This is what we're doing now. Also, in the Midwest now, we have a bit of a health report. I'm sorry. Also comes from Utah. This is from Ogden, Utah. And my kids used to do this, so it hit really close to home. A mom is calling for caution after she took her children to one of those places that allow, it's, what is it called? Like a hayride, and they had corn silos.
Oh, yeah.
Corn maze kind of
Corn
place.
maze, all of this, yeah. So the mom and her 2-year-old son, her name is Nichelle Bray, and the 2-year-old son is named Luke, and they went to one of these places that has a corn maze and had a wonderful time, but they were inside the corn silo.
I've seen that. It's kind of like a ball pit. I saw them.
Yes.
I saw them for the first time a couple years ago. You just fill it up with dry corn.
That's right.
And the kids playing that like a ball pit.
I never even knew it existed
Same.
until but my kids were 5, and we took them out. My son was probably 7, my daughter 4 or 5, and we go out there and you play just what you just said.
Like a sandbox.
And I had corn inside the lining of my jacket that I was wearing for years, and I still wear that jacket right here in the office.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm still wearing that same jacket. My black jacket back there.
Yeah. Your style didn't change.
No, it never does. Well, this kid, the 2-year-old Luke, when he played in the corn, had corn like all over his mouth and wound up choking and sucking on the corn. And the mom said, this is a choking hazard. And what happened was he wound up coughing for a while.
It can happen at a moment's notice, right? So there are so many things through Halloween period that kiddos could choke on.
That's a doctor saying you can choke on this corn.
Yeah. It's a kernel of corn.
It's a kernel of corn, so you can choke on it. The mom says when she looked down, he had corn all over his
He
face.
fell in the corn, and when he rolled over, he had a bunch of corn in his mouth. And he started choking on it really bad.
All right, so that was okay. He choked it up. Everything was fine. They went on. They did the hayride. They did all the rest of the corn maze and all that kind of stuff. 6 days later, he starts coughing uncontrollably again. His eyes are watering. His nose is running. They can't figure it out. They wind up taking him to the emergency room. 2-year-old Luke had gotten a piece of corn into his lung. He had one corn kernel into his lung. And the mom says, of course, it scared him to death. And the doctor had to send him on for immediate surgery.
There's a corn kernel stuck in his left lung. His left lung is about half the size of his right, so his lung was collapsing. And they told us, you have to go up to primary children's and you have to go now.
That's exactly what they did. And they did a surgery. Now, he's going to be okay. But what she's saying is, look, I know these corn mazes and this corn silo is fun, but you can suck a kernel up your nose and not even realize it. And a week later, you're you're coughing up corn.
Well, I hate that for Luke and the family.
Yes.
I'm thankful that it sounds like he's going to recover. But
yes,
is too small to be in a corn maze? Are there signs? I've never been or a corn ball pit.
Well,
are there signs?
At least where I was, I went over to J. Raz and Taz.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
J. Raz and Taz?
Yes.
I was over at J. Raz and Taz, and there was no age limit. I mean, they had little kids crawling around in the corner. They love it. You know, they love the
It
feel.
feels cool.
It does feel cool. I never thought about that going up a nose or down a mouth or anything. But at that age, I guess it could.
That's what kids do, right?
Who would think it would stuck in your lung, you know? That's why now a pickle pal warned me. I was eating an apple the other day, and he goes, "You got your sticker still on your apple. You could suck that right into your lung." You know, the sticker on... I rave against those things. He had read a...
You don't pull the stickers off?
Well, not till I get to them. I eat around them, and it's kind of a little ritual that I have. I pull the stickers off after I get to it.
What?
Yeah.
Like a weird challenge.
Yeah. I eat all the way around the sticker, and then
Do
when
you bite it off with your teeth or peel it off with your fingers?
whatever mood I'm in. It depends. You know, sometimes I peel...
These people are sick.
I mean, this is disturbing. Very
It
disturbing.
really is.
So a pickle pal said, I can't help but notice
You're eating an apple with a sticker on
the
it.
sticker on it.
That's right.
He said, you need to be very, very careful about that. He had read an article that somebody sucked a sticker into their lung.
Now, we've talked about this in the last 2 to 3 years, and did we, I can't remember if we ever found the answer, but didn't we hear that those were digestible because they're on food?
Did they make them digestible at one point?
I don't recall the outcome.
I'm very anti-sticker on Apple. You know that.
Yeah, but it is creating jobs.
Okay, yes, it creates jobs, but every single apple I buy has a sticker on it. I buy a lot of apples.
He does.
And I think to myself, this is so wasteful. Our oceans are filled with apple stickers. I have crusaded against this.
Don't think that's accurate.
I'm the one man crusading against this. That's a lot of sticker. That's a lot of glue. That's a lot of and a lot of apple sticker,
Adhesives?
a lot of adhesives.
It's jobs, man. Jobs.
But wasteful. We need to find a way to put a barcode on these apples that are not, you don't waste that paper every time. You know what I'm saying? I've been the one fighting against it. That has, by the way, been the one thing that I have said that it's gone without any comment whatsoever.
Yeah, no one cares.
I have tried so hard.
You're not just wrong. You're
impressively wrong.
Impressively wrong.
I try.